So what happened with Facebook, apparently, what they say is that it was not a cyber attack, but somebody did a misconfiguration of the DNS. So what the DNS is the route that decide how you go from your browser, Safari or Chrome, to a website. And the DNS is usually handled by companies like NetSolution, Hover, etc. And so the people who have their own websites, they know. But Facebook have their own DNS. It's a huge company. They have their own servers, and apparently somebody misconfigured the DNS preferences, which destroyed the whole thing, which made the servers impossible to attain. And because the whole Facebook group runs on those servers, even people who could not put their badge in to enter the servers because the DNS didn't work. So it's imagine if you are trying to recuperate the website to enter a website, and you are trying to recuperate your password to enter a website, and they tell you, well, listen, yeah, you can enter, but first you have to answer some security question in this email. That is your email that we have on file, and maybe you lost that email, or you don't have access to this email long time ago, and you end up there with no possibility. So this happened to me once with Kaysha.com, actually, and I could not access Kaysha.com, so I lost love@Kaysha.com, which is my email. And because I could not access this, I could not access any email sent to love@Kaysha.com, and all my emails are sent to love@Kaysha.com. Then they go to my Gmail. So all of a sudden I was locked from everything, and because of that, all my websites stopped working, and all my access to every account, because my Kaysha.com was from an old company that the email that was there was Kaysha@organizebambino.com, which was my old website. And I didn't change it because I had that since '96. And I end up having to go back to Network Solution, calling them, explaining to them the situation, going back to the servers that I still own. I had to go back to organizebambino.com that I still had, lucky me, and then reactivate the email there so I can recuperate the thing. So then I could enter the DNS service, and then I could change everything back to love@Kaysha.com or sushiraw@gmail.com, so that I could go back to take back control of my DNS, which made love@Kaysha.com and Kaysha.com active again. Then I could reactivate my Tumblr, which is the Sushiraw website. It's a Tumblr site. Then I could activate Kaysha.com again. Then I could receive email. Then I could enter all my website that sent me security on that email. Listen, that was crazy. Those were the things where I don't take a shower for 2 days because I'm just in front of the computer, and I said nobody can talk to me, and I'm just like, because that's when you, even for the security and the integrity of your things, that's where somebody can hack you or whatever. And apparently this is what happened in a larger scale to Facebook. And Facebook owns Instagram, Oculus, WhatsApp, the Facebook website, and a bunch of other websites. And interestingly, when people say, oh, I don't have Facebook anymore, but they're on Instagram, I tell them all the time, you still on Facebook? No, I don't use Facebook or Instagram. I only use WhatsApp. You are still on Facebook. It's the same website or the same platform with just a different skin. When you go on Messenger or you go on WhatsApp, it's the same exact servers. It's the same service. It's green on WhatsApp and it's blue on Messenger, but it's the same messaging service actually. And they are just transforming them to just be the same, and they all go from the same place. And it is great when everything works. because in a way, you can post your story on Instagram, and at the same time it goes on Facebook. And it would be great if it also went to WhatsApp for people like me who want to share to all their people, because I'm public. That would be amazing. Because listen, when I have to post stories, like I said before, I have to post on WhatsApp, post on Instagram, post on Facebook, post on YouTube now. Soon you have to post on Clubhouse. At a point I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. I choose one platform. This is where I'll post. And everybody else, listen, you have to see me there. But then, when it doesn't work, you realize the dependency that we all have on just one platform and the power that they have. There's a woman in Ghana who said that on that day, she lost 70% of the revenue from her restaurant because every customer on her restaurant, in her restaurant that they order through WhatsApp, and this is the only way. So listen, imagine that when your customers want to order food, they order through WhatsApp. WhatsApp doesn't work. So maybe they're trying to send you a message on Facebook. Facebook doesn't work. So maybe they will try to direct message you on Instagram. Instagram doesn't work. 70% of the money gone. Why? Because she relied on that service. And a lot of people in Africa, they use WhatsApp. Brazil uses WhatsApp. And that's it. They don't use other services. Yeah, some geeks use Telegram and all these other places, but most people, they only use WhatsApp. My mom, for 7 hours, I couldn't talk to my mom. I could talk to my dad because my dad is a politician. Politicians use Telegram. So I just went on Telegram. I saw my dad was there. I said, "Are you fine? Is mom fine?" My dad was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm in Brazzaville." Talked to her in Kinshasa an hour ago. She's cool. It's just that WhatsApp doesn't work for some reason. I said, yeah, I know, blah, blah, blah. Explained to him. And I told him, try to see if mom or my brother can install Telegram in mom's phone so we can talk. But, then after that, WhatsApp was working again. But this is where this is when you see the danger of the whole thing. Because imagine if we all have cars that drive themselves on highways that decide the cars, give them information. We have all these cars that drive themselves autonomously, but they are all receiving information from a server. And let's say a third of the population have a Facebook car, and it's part of a service. It's part of your Facebook service in 20 years, where you have like your WhatsApp for messages, Instagram to post your photos, Facebook to watch your videos, your content. Maybe they bought a video service, and maybe they bought Spotify, and to listen to music is also part of Spotify that belongs to Facebook. And you also have, it's part of your whole thing. You have your car that drive itself, and it's all part of the same service. And somebody somewhere goes and deletes or does a misconfiguration in the servers during an update, and then takes down the whole service. And because they're smart people, they decided that everything was running on one place and there was no relays or whatever. Now, that error just propagates to every server, and then the service is gone. And now you have all the Facebook cars that lose the autopilot. Either they stop or they just go and do accidents. Just imagine in a future where all the power we gave to those platforms, we give them more because people love the convenience. Nobody wants to go out anymore to go to the store because we order on Amazon. Nobody wants to cook anymore because we order Uber Eats. I'm guilty. Listen, I think in this house, my wife is an amazing cook, but in this house, we probably spend 100 to 200 euros every week on Uber Eats because convenience. Listen, it's early in the morning. We just dropped the kid at school. We tired. We just stopped. Listen, Starbucks. We could walk. It's 600 meters away from us. But nah, we're going to order because it's convenient, right? The problem is, soon as every time those platforms don't work anymore, that's when you realize, wow, I gave too much power to those people. Because they could just do a mistake, not even get hacked. Those people that are getting paid hundreds of thousands to, because they are the best engineers and etc., they do a misconfiguration. And this misconfiguration erases the whole DNS, because the DNS, which is the root of the Facebook platform, the platform still exists, but it's like you cut the river of information between the main servers and the people. And all of a sudden, nothing works for 7 hours. So everybody went to Twitter. Everybody went to those who know went to Telegram, to Signal. People, I posted my stuff on my community on YouTube. But it goes back to the whole R. Kelly thing. It goes back to the same thing. Too much power centralized in one place, and those people become the keepers of the decision of who talks and who doesn't talk. And if they're scared, because they don't care, but if they're scared of all the people who talk, because those people talk loud, they will not care about the opinions of the millions of people who don't care, or who are like, well, listen, I are killing music on this or that, I don't care. Some people don't care. But if you say, I don't care, you will be attacked as well. But imagine now, the same platforms, they can do one mistake and you cannot talk to your mom. I could not talk to my mom. Bro, I just talked about this for 2 hours. Where were you? At the end of the show, go back and listen to what I said. What was I saying? You hear, and you're going to have a whole platform that can stop working, and all of a sudden you cannot talk to your mom because you got used to talking to your mom for free on a service like WhatsApp. It's a great, I love WhatsApp. Changed my life. Listen, I've had a few long distance relationships, and trust me, some of those long distance relationships wouldn't have stopped if I had WhatsApp back then, because it cost too much money to maintain those long distance relationships. And I had to go buy a 50 franc, so that was like 8 euros, telephonic card, go out the house, go to the cabin, talk, call South America and be like, oh, love you so much. Listen, we only have 10 minutes. So talk. Okay, talk to you next week. Of course, it doesn't work at a point. Letters and all that stuff. And today, I can be in Thailand and my wife is in Guinea-Bissau, and with my daughter, and we can talk to each other on video through WhatsApp, and it's free because I have unlimited 4G and 5G, and my wife also. And even when we are outside, we have 60 gigs, or we just take a local SIM and fill it up with 50 gigs of internet for 20 or 30 dollars or euros, and we're good to go, right? You see what I mean? So you end up being in this situation where those services are super convenient, but when they don't work, you realize, damn. So I'm not addicted to social media. I go to Instagram sometimes, and most of the time I post once, check my messages at night. The rest of the time, listen, you want to talk to me directly, if you don't have my WhatsApp, if you send me a message on Instagram, I'll see it maybe at the end of the day, or maybe in the beginning of the next day. But I only post maybe one or twice per day. I'm really like pulling back on social media because I want to control what I see. I want to control, and I don't want to be like on my phone all the time. My wife is on her phone all the time. She's like TikTok. If she's not on TikTok, she's on Instagram. She's not on Instagram, she's in Snapchat. She's all there all the time. Listen, Instagram, WhatsApp dead. She went to sleep. She was tired, but she was like, oh, nothing works. She went to sleep. But imagine how crazy it is to have platforms that we are so reliant on. And trust me, the business of music, of selling shows, I remember when my manager used to send faxes. She had to send a fax with a contract to promoters who wanted me to perform somewhere. And now everything is done on WhatsApp. Hey, how much to perform here? That much. How do we do? This is the bank account number. Send the money. Yeah, I received the 50%. Okay, I want these tickets. Boom, boom. I want that hotel. Boom. Okay, done. Paf, paf, paf. Send me an email. Blah, blah, blah. All this costs nothing. That's the convenience. And this is why we give them all this power. The problem is the moment that they fuck up. That's when you ask yourself, whoa. When like this woman, you just started your business again after a pandemic, or in the after whatever, where we are in the pandemic, and you start to get your clients again. It's a big day maybe, and then no client have access to you other than those who are in the restaurant or those who just come in. Everybody else, I cannot order, let me go make rice. And for some people it was a horrible day. For me, no. WhatsApp doesn't work. Yeah, listen, Telegram, can post on Instagram. YouTube community cannot talk with people on Instagram or Facebook. I don't use Facebook. It became bad, over bloated, but cannot talk with people on the comment section, whatever. I went to Twitter, and then I have YouTube, I have Netflix, I have Amazon, I have so many services that I can, when something doesn't work, I can go to something else. But I imagine the people who decided that they would put their business on those platforms and let those platforms become the neuralgic center of their operation. Whoa. And if I had a lesson to tell that woman in Ghana that lost 70% of her business on that day because of WhatsApp not working, I would tell her, install Telegram, install what's the name of the other one? The other one, and install a local one as well. It's the same number anyway. So install all of them. And when you tell people this is the number and you can access us, and you put all the logos, WhatsApp, Telegram, and a local platform, and When it doesn't work, call us on this number directly. And you might have people, when they cannot find you on something, maybe they go to the other platform and they see you here. Or maybe you can send a message to everybody on your Twitter. Hey, listen, this platform is not working. You can still find us here. And this is what's interesting to me, because I don't need to find a solution. Most of the people who are here, and a lot of the people who follow me on Instagram, they also follow me on Twitter, and they also subscribe to me on YouTube. So what I did, I posted on my YouTube community and I was tweeting. And the rest of the time I was watching TV on YouTube. And yeah. But this whole thing about centralization, because it's a whole conversation from Dave Chappelle to R. Kelly to Facebook being down for 7 hours. It's all a conversation about decentralization and centralization. The dream of the internet by those who built it in the beginning, and everybody that created those sites, from Facebook to Twitter to all these places, was a place that is decentralized, where anybody can come and freely express whatever they want to say, and freedom of speech that society is not giving us. That was what those people, the creators of Twitter, I was there in 2007 when they changed the name from the company that they were doing before, which was an audio company. I forgot the name. I think it was Odium. I'm not sure. And then they did Twitter. And in the beginning, it was just like, yeah, everybody can speak. Yeah, everybody can say whatever they want. And everybody was happy. Freedom. Oh, the news media are liars. Governments, we don't trust them. On Twitter, we hear it's between us, blah, blah, blah. So that's always how the geek think. And all the dreamers think. And then the first Nazi arrived and started saying shit. And people were like, yo, what is he doing here? Well, I heard this is a place where we all speak. And it was like, no, not you. I thought it was freedom. Yeah. This is the problem with everything is free. There's no rules. There's a point where everybody has to grow up. 13 years, 14 years after the creation of Twitter, there's rules of service. There's things that you cannot say. There's things, etc., etc. And there's a lot of groups that use Twitter as a weapon. And they use the followers' emotion as ways to create tsunamis of thoughts. And the platforms now became the entities that they sworn back then they wanted to fight them. How? Money. They make a lot of money by becoming what they became. So YouTube replaced TV. So all the money from TV came to YouTube. Soon as Coca-Cola is paying you 200 million of advertisement, if they say, what? There's an Nazi channel on YouTube? We don't want to have an advertisement with this. We remove our money. YouTube removes the channel. There goes freedom of speech, because money.